All right. So today we are talking about the top 10 or rather 10 money habits for financial confidence. So week one was about clarity, about awareness. It's basically like the starting point of this money makeover. The truth is, if you want to change your financial situation, you have to do that uncomfortable thing of analyzing where you are. Like, where am I right now? Without that analysis, it will be very difficult for you to decide where you want to go. What do I want for my life? What do I even want to go going forward? Like I was sharing now, if you don't do that assignment, you were just going to be making wishes. You're just going to be wishing for, oh, I want to make $100,000. Oh, I want to end this. Oh, I want to save this. Oh, I want to invest this. You will not, the goal will not have meaning. It won't have any meaning to you. It won't make sense to you. So that first activity of knowing where you are, of clarifying where you are, is the beginning of money makeover, is the beginning of financial confidence. So if you are watching this and you haven't done the first assignment, please do it. It's for you, it's not for me. Because if you don't do it, there is a gap. And with gaps, you can't really achieve your goals. So week two, we are talking about 10 money habits for financial confidence. All right. Now, when you hear habits are basically activities that you're doing over and over and over again. All right. Every single thing that you have right now as a habit, they are things that you've done repeatedly over a period of time. Okay, so you've done it repeatedly over a period of time. It's not just by doing it repeatedly, and it's not just by doing it over a period of time. These two have to come together. You have to do it repeatedly, and then you have to do it over a period of time for it to become a habit. So that's why you hear people say 21-day habit, 3 weeks, 60 days. People have so many timeline for building a habit, but there is really no specific. The only thing that shows that this thing has been built into a habit is that it has become automatic. So it's not by saying 21 days. Some people in 21 days is not yet automatic, but some people in 7 days is automatic. So it all depends on how long it takes for it to become an automatic part of your life. All right. So when you see things like some people wake up, and once they wake up, they go to the washroom, no matter what's happening, no matter where they are. Once they wake up, the next thing, they go to the washroom in the morning. The first thing they do when they wake up is go to the washroom. Some other people, the first thing they do when they wake up in the morning is to pick up their phone. It's not as if something entered their brain to make them do that. It is because that is what they have done repeatedly over a period of time. So it becomes a habit. So for you to change a habit, you need to replace it. You cannot stop it, because this is where a lot of people mix things up. Let's say a smoker, for example, and this person smokes every morning at 6 a.m. and you don't want to smoke anymore. If you don't want to smoke anymore, you can't just say, oh, I'm going to stop smoking. And so by 6 a.m., nothing is happening in your life. It will not work. You'll find yourself going back to smoking. If you are someone who eats, you eat nights, like, all these midnight snack people, and you know that you eat every time by 10 p.m., you can't just say, oh, I'm going to stop eating by 10 p.m. No, habits don't work like that, because you've created a habit. So if you stop that activity, something else has to be replaced, has to replace that habit. So something else has to happen at that time. So that's how you know that you can effectively change a habit, is by replacing it with something else. So if it's a habit that you want to let go of, you replace it with another habit that you want. If you don't do that, then something else that you may not even want will take over that position. All right. So when you hear money habits, some of them you might know, some of them you may not know. But the whole idea of it is for you to say, you know what, I am going to start doing this at this time, at this location, whatever. That's how you create it and make it a habit. And then it has to be daily. It has to be daily until it becomes automatic. Some of us now, maybe we're adults, you can decide not to have your bath twice a day. Why? Because it's already automatic, but you can choose not to at certain times. But growing up, they cannot tell you, oh, don't have your bath. Why? Because at that time, you are building a habit. So they must make you do it in the morning, do it in the evening, do it in the morning, do it in the evening. It becomes automatic. So some people will tell you, no, I can't even spend a day. I must have my bath this number of times, or I must go into the washroom and brush my teeth once I wake up. So that's really what habit does. And the benefit of habit is that once it's automatic, you don't need effort. You don't use effort to do it. But while you are trying to build it into a habit, of course, it will require effort. So let's go ahead on to the 10 money habits that we need to incorporate in the Money Makeover program. And these are going to be a little bit unconventional. It's not the regular, but it's still the same thing you must have heard. But like I always say, I try to look at things from a different perspective, not your regular money habit, but just to give you some kind of a different context, that you can apply. So the first one is something I like to call thank you money. So those that have done a money coaching with me before, I introduced this, and to be honest, we got the most testimonial just from this. I had a money manifestation bootcamp where I help people manifest money from nothing. Like they didn't have anything they were doing. And then we did a 10-week, something like this. And we did a 10-week bootcamp. And this was one of the habits that helped them to manifest the money like this, like quickly. And that's what I call thank you money. So it's a bit controversial. People are like, no, I don't want to thank money. I want to thank God. So however you want to look at it, it is still fine as long as you appreciate financial abundance. Because we have a problem. We only appreciate when money comes into our account. So most of the time, we are happy when money comes into our account, and we're not happy when money leaves our account. And that is where the problem is. We need to change that habit. All right. So gratitude for money should be something that happens every time you have a relationship with money. Every time you have any interaction with money, you have to show that gratitude. You have to show the appreciation. Because I learned it in a bootcamp where we had to say that thank you money once you see money. So once money comes to your account, thank you. Once money leaves your account, thank you. The whole idea is to thank God for the financial abundance. Because some people don't even have money to leave their own accounts. So if you change the interpretation, if you change the mindset around how you relate with money, this is a game changer to help you achieve that money makeover. All right. So once money enters your account, appreciate it. And I'm not saying just appreciate it in your mind. Speak it out loud. You can say, thank God for this financial abundance. So I do it when I'm even making a payment. If I'm about to make a payment, I still say it. If I'm in a place where it's awkward to say it out, I'll say it in my mind. Thank you, Lord, for this financial abundance. Because what if you didn't have that money? Have we thought about that before? What if you don't have that money to make this payment? It would have been worse. So why are you feeling bad that money is leaving your account? You should be grateful for the financial abundance to make that payment. And then when money comes in again, thank God for this financial abundance. Find something, find a code, find something that will make it a part of you. That's why I made it easy to just say thank you money, but we know what the whole context is. All right. So find something that works for you. It could be thank God for this financial abundance. It could be thank you money. It could be whatever, but something that will make you pause and just appreciate the fact that you're spending that money, or appreciate the fact that you're receiving that money. If you do this continually for 30 days, you are going to share your testimony, because money is an energy. Maybe one of these days I will talk about the energy called money. Money is a resource. It's just like air. It's just like water. Unfortunately, we are too focused on it that we now think it's very limited. It's not a limited resource. It's just like air. The way you don't think about having more air to breathe, the way you don't think about it, that's actually how you should not think about money. But unfortunately, we are thinking about it and focusing on it too much. And that is why we are not getting it, right? So that's the first habit. If you really want to have that money makeover, is to be grateful for financial abundance. Be grateful for the money coming in and the money going out. Like literally be happy, be excited, act as if you've won a lottery. At first, it will be awkward because it's not something you do. But if you do it over time, it becomes so fun to do and you absolutely see the effect. Number two, money habits is to invest in yourself daily. Invest in yourself daily. So money follows the mind. Money follows your mind. If you are here, even if somebody gives you money that is here, that money is going to come down. So when you see people win lotteries, you'll notice that most of them lose the money as quickly as they got it. Why? Because they were here and the money is here. And so at the end of the day, the money came down. But if you are here and your money is here, it's a matter of time and the money will catch up with you. So it has to be a daily intentional investment in financial knowledge. You can't want money and not study money. That's the truth. Anything that you want, you have to study it. You have to learn it. A lot of us went to school for years to study what it is we're doing right now. But we want money and we don't want to study it. So you have to invest in yourself. You have to make yourself valuable. You have to make yourself more valuable. The more valuable you are, the more money you can attract. And the beautiful thing about investing in yourself is, even if your bank account is low, sometimes people look at me and they think, oh, maybe she has like $1 million in that. Sometimes I don't even have like $20 in my bank account. But I have that confidence in my value. And I know that, see, I can create money like this. Like I can create money, you know? So that's the mindset we should have. If you're keeping yourself valuable, you're learning. You're learning every day. Every day. Remember, we're building habits. This is habits we're talking about. So it has to be every day. So me, I'm this kind of person. The way I build habit is I stack it. I stack my habits together. So I find out something that I already do, and then I add the thing that I want to do together with it. That's habit stacking. So if I'm in the washroom, for example, I already have like a speaker in my washroom. So if I'm in the washroom, I want to have my bath. I just quickly go to YouTube and play something that I will be kind of like learning while I'm having my bath. That's how I make it a habit. So I know that I'm already going to be in the washroom. I'll be in this washroom today. So I know that once I enter, that's the next thing. I play it. So I'm listening to it. I'm feeding my mind. I'm listening to a podcast or just something that is feeding my mind, that's making me valuable. And the more I do that, the more I even get some ideas, the more I get insights, the more I get inspired thoughts on the things I should do, right? But a typical person, you can just say, I just want to go and have my bath, and then you go have your bath, and then there's kind of like that vacuum. So whenever you notice a vacuum in anything that you do in your day, that's when you can add those habits. You put those things there, and you'll notice that it's easy to form that habit rather than trying to create a whole new time to learn or a whole new time to invest. That's what I do. And that's how I've been able to continually invest in myself, invest in my knowledge, invest in my skill, invest in just becoming more valuable. Okay. So the third money habit, we're going to score ourselves. Okay. So just be noting it down because we're going to score ourselves over 10 at the end of this session. So the third money habit is you have to set a weekly financial goal. So I started this one this year because in reviewing my last year's activities, I noticed that I set goals, I set monthly goals, and before the end of the month, things were changing. So let's assume you say, okay, this is how much I'm going to spend, because we have budgets. We talk about budgeting, and then we just do the budget once a month. And then the next month, by the time you're reviewing last month, I realize that, it's like I actually spent money that I shouldn't have spent. That's one of the problems when you make your goals monthly. You realize it and it's already too late. Okay. But if you make your goals weekly, if you make your money goals weekly, you would get more results. If possible, even do it daily, but at most do it weekly. So set your goals weekly, not monthly. So this month, you've done your budget. The budget is monthly. So you have a list of your income, which was the exercise for week 1. You have a list of your income and you have your expenses, and you make sure that they are both equal to 0. Is that the word? Yeah, the income minus the expense must be 0, not minus, not plus. And I'll explain. So when you have your income, you need to assign each dollar, you need to give it work. I did not say you will spend the whole income, but you need to give it work. So you need to tell yourself, okay, this is my income. Each dollar must be given an assignment. So you can say, okay, this is my rent, this is my utility, this is my phone bill, this is that. Give each dollar a name. That's why I was saying that once you finish assigning the needs, which is the bills, the necessary expenses, which is the bill, then you know what your disposable income is. You need to get that percentage. When you get that percentage, then you now spread it across your variable needs. So the fixed expenses come first, then your variable. And part of your variable should then be saving and investment, savings and investment, right? So that's why I said your income minus your expenses should be 0. So whatever is that shortfall, you assign to grocery, you assign to maybe eating out if you're someone who likes to eat out, because sometimes I put that in my budget because I love it, right? So you assign to eating out, you assign to shopping if you like to shop. These are coming from the disposable income. If there's no disposable income, you're not assigning anything. You're not buying anything with your credit card. Like literally this quarter, because of how much expenses I had on a travel, which was like big on my list, I had to cut down a lot of other things. So I said, you see this eating, I don't think I bought food. And that's so unlike me. I don't think I even like do any, just go and order something online in January. Why? Because I moved that money to another big spending. Our problem is that we want to spend on everything. You cannot spend on everything at the same time. I think week 4 or so, where we talk about your rich life, then you can see how you should be spending and how you should be moving things around. So because I spent on travel, I had to cut down on some other things. So I said, I didn't buy bag, I didn't buy all these things that I normally, even wig, I didn't buy. I just said, you know what, I'm going to change the color. This is my regular way. I just change the color so I can look fresh and look new and look different. But the typical me would have just gone to buy new hair because I'm going on a trip, and that will cost more, right? So that's how you just organize your spending and change your goals. But if you don't do it weekly, then it will be too late. So if you've done all that budgeting, then this week you will ask, okay, what is my goal this week? What am I spending this week? And you make sure it is in line with your budget. That way, when there is the need for you to spend outside of the budget, you already know that this is not happening. And even if it's about to happen, then you come back again to your budget and say, where am I going to take this money? Let's say you want to buy phone now. You need to take it from somewhere. So you have to take it from something else and then buy your phone. That's how you keep doing this money goals on a weekly basis. It will serve you better. So at the end of the month, you have still spent exactly the same way you budgeted. But if you don't do it weekly, there is that tendency that you will overspend or even underspend. Okay. So if you don't do it weekly, that is where that tendency comes in. So make sure that your financial goals are weekly. If you have questions, comment, just type in the comment, or when I'm done, then we can take questions. Okay. Now let's go to number 4. So number 3, I said that is your financial goals. Maybe the goal this week could be, I'm not buying anything, like no buy. In fact, I want to do a 30-day no buy challenge, meaning in 30 days, I'm not going to buy jack. The only thing that come out of my account are pre-authorized payments. I'm not going to spend my money. Everything will be pre-authorized. So that's how you set a goal. That could be your goal. Another goal could be, oh, I want to be able to negotiate something, save maybe some extra money this week. That could be your financial goal. Make sure you're setting it on a week-to-week basis, okay? That helps you to stay on track. Number 4 is where the spending plan comes in. 3 and 4 are similar, but not exactly, because 3 is the goal. That's the goal. The 4 is the plan. What is the plan for you to achieve the goal? Which is where we also get it wrong. Sometimes we set goals, but we don't have a plan. We don't have an action plan. So that's why after saying, I will not buy anything, that's a goal. I'm not going to buy anything this week. What is the action plan? What is the plan to ensure you don't buy anything? So one of my plans was that any money that comes in, like any extra money that comes in, I move it into my UL. Like I did that in January. I was like, I don't have money, but I still moved it. Because if I don't move it, then I'm going to spend it. I'm going to be tempted to spend it. So I just move it into my UL plan. I just put it there because I know that it would be hard for me to go there and take it. But if I had moved it into a savings account, I may still touch it. So I moved it. It was all like, you know how you're doing something, and you're like, your chest, my chest was paining me. But I moved it. And in moving it, I'll be fine. Like I'll be fine, because that was an extra money. That was not part of the plan. So once that money comes, I just move it. So you need to have an action plan to achieve your goal. What is your spending plan? Your spending plan could be, oh, I want to have an accountability. I want to have an accountability partner. Before I spend, I'll contact this person. Before I spend, I'll contact this person. So you need to have that plan. Like, what is the plan you have in place to help you achieve your goal? Anytime you set goal, you must match it with a plan. Or else that goal will be nothing but a wish. It will be nothing but a desire. And then at the end of the day, you're not going to achieve it. That's why I'm big on accountability. I achieve a lot of things because of accountability. If not for accountability, I would not be where I am. So sometimes, and when that accountability is not there, I create it. Doing this, to be honest, is my way of creating accountability for myself. People think, oh, I just want to teach them. It's not just that, though. That's me creating accountability for myself. Because it's either I do this or I go pay a coach or I go and pay somebody and the person will still tell me the same thing I'm saying. So sometimes I create it myself to help me stay accountable, So if you really take this seriously, trust me, it's an eye-opener. It is an eye-opener if you take it seriously. And that is if you really want your money situation to change this year, 2025. Okay, so that's number 4. Let's go to number 5. Number 5 money habits is to automate your savings. Automate your savings. We have this group savings plan, and I am always, saying, see, if I have a group savings, I had this group savings that I did in Nigeria. We just save January to December, and then we collect the money in December. And that's actually why, yes, it's recorded. And that's why I'm actually doing this one here. But the problem is that a lot of people in the group are not automating their savings. What if something happens? And that's when you're not here, they'll not be chasing you. Oh, okay, it's time to pay, it's time to pay. Then you now realize, oh, something happened. Oh, somebody swallowed the shovel. This one, something happened to this one, so I cannot do it anymore. The reason for that is because you did not automate your savings. You can't be in control of your savings. It's not going to happen. It will not happen. I am telling you for free. It will not happen. Along the way, something will just come up and swallow the savings. So you need to take it outside of your control. You need to automate it and forget it. You need to forget it. If you don't forget it, tomorrow something will happen and then you now want to touch it. So the way I do my savings, I act as if it's not my money. I act as if it's tax. You know how, let's say I just assume the government has increased tax. So my tax amount is more. So imagine if the government increased tax tomorrow, will you not pay? You will still pay. You will still pay. No matter your financial condition or financial situation, you will still pay. But when you have that feeling that, I can always take this money, I can always take it back, or I'm in charge, I will put it, it's not going to be hard, it's not going to happen, and then it will not be consistent. So whatever you want to be saving, I just put it so that it leaves without me thinking about it. You have a lot of things on your table. You have a lot of things to be thinking about. Remembering to move money should not be one of it. If you really want to have that financial confidence, remembering to move money should not be one of it. Just set it and leave it. Set it and forget it. It's not part of your money. I wish a lot of people understood that. Will make different decisions. If I need money now, I'm not going to say, oh, after all, I have that money there. I'm not touching. It's not my money. Oh, it's not my money. I'll go and look for how can I earn money? How can I make more money? What can I do? What can I sell? What can I sell to make money? Because that savings is for a purpose. So if it's not for that purpose, I'm not touching it. It's not mine, right? It's for my future self. So if I need it for a trip, that money is not for me. That money is for 1 year, future me. Do you understand? So taking that money means I'm hurting myself. I'm hurting my future self. Just imagine that every time you're sitting there, as you're watching me, do you know that there are 3 of you watching me right now? 3 of you watching me. So for every decision you are making, there is your future self watching you, and there is your past self watching you. So for every decision you make, someone is crying. If you make a decision that does not favor your future, that future is crying because you just made your future self broke. Like you literally just made your future self broke. And there are some decisions that you will make that your future self is jumping. But like we have hammered. There's this video I saw on Instagram where the guy showed like a picture of an older person. And then I said, that's my future me, rejoicing, just to let me know that, see, we're good. Like we're good. Our future is good right now. So every decision you are making, your future self is either crying or rejoicing. So once you have that at the back of your mind, you will make better decisions when it comes to money. You will just have that at the back of your mind that your future self is still inside of you. You don't see us, we're not like a butterfly. It was that thing that turns caterpillar and then it changed in another one. No, everything is inside of us. Your baby, your inner child is still inside you. We don't shed anything. We don't drop anything for another person to come up. That's human being for you. Everything is inside of us. Your 80-year-old self is inside you. Your 100-year-old self is still inside you. So make sure that whatever decisions you're taking, whatever actions you're taking is favoring that person. Okay? So that's where I learned to automate my savings, because my savings is not for me. It's for whatever reason I'm doing it for. So taking it means I'm stealing from that person. Okay? Number 6, you have to review your subscriptions. Review your subscriptions and negotiate them, renegotiate them. Sometimes I feel like, I don't know why we feel like we are scared to maybe call our bank or call our telephone company. It is your money. You have the right to call them and say, see, why am I paying this amount? Can I pay something lower? I used to pay $65 for my phone plan. And then they just started to say, wait, let me see what is out there. And I was able to drop my phone plan from 65 to 39. From 65 to 39. Imagine if I did not take the action. Imagine if I did not look at it. There was a time I was reviewing my subscription. I realized I was still paying for LinkedIn. LinkedIn that I had in 2021 because I was looking for a job at that time. I'm not looking for a job again. Why am I still paying for LinkedIn Premium? But if I wasn't reviewing my subscription, because sometimes that kind of thing can just get lost, can just fall through the tracks, or what do they call it? So sometimes you may not know that you are paying for this thing. So make it a habit that I want to review. What are my subscriptions? I am very particular about subscription because they are not fixed expenses. They can be negotiated. They can be, you can either cut it off. My StreamYard, I was paying $65 for StreamYard because I do a lot of streaming, live streaming, recording. But that day I just said, wait, oh, what if I cancel this StreamYard? And so I clicked that I wanted to cancel. And they say, oh no, don't go. We'll give you this discount. I ended up starting paying $15. 15 from 65 to 15. So if you don't do these things, you will keep, thank you, Jennifer. Don't forget to cancel free trial. Sometimes I forget that. Thank you for that, for reminding me. That's another place people are losing money, free trials. You will do that 7-day free trial and you forget about it. And before you know it, money has come out, right? So do that. You don't have to, just do as if you want to cancel. They will want you back and they will reduce it. But if you don't do that, you will keep paying a huge amount every single month. That's the problem. So please let it be a habit that, oh, I'm going to be reviewing my subscriptions, find the ones I can negotiate, tell them I'm leaving. Once you say you're leaving, it says it's a marketing strategy because they know that subscription is a gold mine. They will rather collect $10 from you, right, than for you to not pay anything at all. So go to all your subscription providers, tell them you want to leave and see what offer they can give you to stay. Most of the time, 90%, they will reduce it, right? So make it a habit to review your subscriptions regularly and negotiate the bills. Number 7, which I can never talk enough about this. You should have a second source of income. See, this is 2025. Oh, hey, this is 2025. You shouldn't have one source of income. No matter how you are seeing things, don't have one source of income. The other one might be side hustle. It might come and go, but let it be there. Let it be there. You shouldn't rely on one source of income. There's something I shared in the training I went for in BC. I said, you have to learn how to turn your comfort zone into an income generator. Turn your comfort zone into an income generator. Me, is when I don't have money, that's when ideas just come and I start monetizing those ideas. I remember in 2019, I was so broke in that time because I just had a baby. I was at home. I wasn't working. I wasn't even on maternity. So I wasn't earning any maternity, anything. I wasn't just working. Just had a baby. Normally, someone else would just be depressed. Oh, I don't have money. But that was the year that I published my book, Sell Without Selling. You know why? Because me, I can write. And I started writing. I used my last money, my last savings in 2019 to pay for, there was this coaching program. It's called Master the Business of Your Talent, MBT, by Steve Harris. If you know Steve Harris in Nigeria. I use my see someone that did not have money. Normally, Shebi, when you don't have money, you're trying to cut. Let me cut this one. Let me cut that one. You cut and cut and cut until there is nothing to cut. But because I understand that money is not a limited resource, you just need to learn how to create it. It's like I said, it's like water. So your job is just to create a pipeline and the water will still keep flowing. The water does not ever stop flowing. You just need to create a new source and the water will continue flowing. If it stops running here, if water stops running here, create this one, let the water continue again. So I used my last money because I know that if I wanted to write by myself, I will not publish that book. I used my last money. I paid for that coaching, mastering the business of your talent. So they will help you package your talent into a business. And one thing I know how to do, I know how to teach and I know how to sell. And so I was able to package teaching and selling together. I wrote a book called Sell Without Selling. And in the book, I taught how you can sell without selling. And before I could publish the book, I sold like 20, almost 40 copies. I use people's money. It's called pre-selling. I use people's money to publish the book and still have change, right? So I just created the cover page of the book, created a link. I just shared it. Pre-order. If the book was 5,000, I pre-ordered it at 4,000. You can pay 4,000 now, and when it's out, it's going to be 5,000. And people bought. So I did not have to use my money to publish the book. I used people's money to publish the book and give them and still have change. Until today, I still sell the book. People still message me, oh, I need a copy. Whether in Nigeria, I have them in bookstores, I have them with me, I have them on Amazon. So the money will just come. That's the thing about money. You need to understand money is an unlimited, it's an abundant resource. If it blocks for you, it's just that source has blocked. It's like a tap. This one is not running. Sometimes in your apartment or in your house, maybe water is not running, but does it mean there's no water in the world? No. It just means it's blocked for you. You just need to create a source for it to continue to flow, right? So if you understand that about money, you know that having another source of income is key to financial confidence. There is always so much that you can cut. You cannot cut everything. There's so much you can cut. So you have to learn how to create a new source of income. And that's by investing in yourself as well. As you're investing in yourself, you are learning more, you're becoming more, then the money will find you. Okay. Now, number 8. Number 8 is another of my favorites. Is another of my favorite habits that helps me get money. And that is, you have to learn to give back. I have talked about this so many times. That habit must be something you're doing. If you can't do it daily, do it weekly. If you cannot do it daily, do it weekly. Because you are the one holding your harvest. Why? Because you're holding someone's harvest. Your seed is someone's harvest. The day that thing entered my brain, it has stuck. So whenever I'm broke, I need to go and look for how to give money, to be honest. Because that one little one I have, that is somebody's harvest. That's another way to open that source that I'm telling you. That's how you open it. Maybe you have $10. Maybe $10 is not a lot for you, but you know that $10 is a lot for someone else. It's a lot. Give that person and watch what will happen. This one works. Like it works. I can't even say it enough. It works. It's like magic. Just whatever it is that you're looking for, take 10% of it and give it to someone else. Take 10% of it and give it to somebody. You will get it. It will shock you because you don't know where it's coming from. That's the fun of it. It is not the person you gave that will give you back, because the person you gave, that is their harvest. So how would they give you back? And that is the fun of it. It will come back. I play that game a lot. To me, it's like a game. It's like a game, and it always works for me. If I'm broke like this, I go and look for who to give money, because once I give that person money, I know my own is coming. I play like a game and it works. Okay, so that is number 8. Number 9. This one is a money habit though, but you have to be very intentional about it. You have to protect your money. Protect your money. It's a habit though, but people don't understand that it is for your own good. How do you protect your money? You protect your money with, protect everything you value, you have to protect it. If there's one thing wealthy people do, they protect the things that they value. When I used to be in insurance, like that was my 9 to 5. So I'll have people call me and they will say, oh, I bought an engagement ring for my girlfriend. Engagement ring for I want to propose. And they will insure that engagement ring. That is a ring. They're not saying that, oh, they're going to steal that ring tomorrow. Who knows? Maybe the lady said may not even, maybe the lady said may not, may not even say yes. I don't know. Or maybe they might say yes and then end up breaking up. But guess what? They will still call me and they want to protect that asset. So they'll get an insurance. You have insurance for engagement ring. People get insurance for jewelry, other types of jewelry, earrings. They have insurance. People have insurance for their car. People have insurance for their home. But my problem is that how come a lot of people don't have insurance for their money? You can buy insurance for your ring that you use your hard-earned money to buy, that you can still buy another one if something happens. But you don't have insurance for your money, the real source of the income. You know, there's this joke that why do you want to insure the egg? You insure, you have a chicken. You are now putting insurance on the egg that the chicken has laid, but you don't have insurance over the chicken. It's weird. It's funny, but that is how some people are living. Some people are protecting things that, to them is valuable, but the main value they're not protecting. All right. So you have to learn to protect this money that we're talking about. There's something we call income replacement insurance. Do we even have income replacement insurance? Meaning that if something happens to you due to illness or whatever, and you're not able to work, your income can be replaced. Because if you're not able to work, you don't have money for that car, you don't have money for the ring, you don't have money for the wedding, you don't have money for any other thing that you're even trying to protect. You won't have money for them. So why not insure that? That's one habit that I feel like a lot of people are still not practicing. And that is something that should be part of you. Any asset you have, you are the number one asset. Protect yourself, protect your income, protect your health, protect your life, right? And then the things that you are now bringing about, then you continue to protect them. So protection is like a money habit that the wealthy people have decoded. So if you want to do what the wealthy do, that is the number 9 money habit. Protect your asset, protect your income, protect your life. All right. It gives you a level of confidence, a level of peace that you will not understand until you are in that situation. And then number 10, which is the last one. I know time is going. We've taken some time. The last one is you need to make it a habit to seek financial advice. Yes, make it a habit. I always say financial service is very similar to medical service. Very, very similar. Some people, they don't want to go to the hospital. They don't want to see a doctor. They're going to self-medicate until it's too bad, or it's gone too bad, or it's so serious. Then they go to the hospital. Guess what? We still have people like that when it comes to finance, when it comes to money. Do not self-medicate when it comes to money. Even me, with everything that I know about money, I still don't take money decisions just like that. I don't take money decisions just like that. I have someone, let me not say name, but I will keep using this as an example just to kind of show us. If you take, not when you take a decision, the thing has scattered, then you want to tell your advisor about it. No, that's like saying your doctor is telling you, do not self-medicate. If something is wrong, come to the clinic, let's check it out, let's find out what it is, and then let's give you a solution. But no, you did not tell your doctor. Then you went ahead to self-medicate, and then it became bad. And then when it's bad, you're not coming to your doctor to say, see what happened. We need to change that habit. We need to change that habit. if you have to make any financial decision, you can give yourself a threshold. So I give myself a threshold. If it's this amount, just like you would say, if it's just a headache, you know how they tell you if it's just a headache, take this. I wanted to say Panadol. I realized that was a Nigerian medication. Take is it Advil or Tylenol, right? So you take it, and then if it continues, then you see a doctor. The same with your finances. Give yourself a benchmark and say, if it's something that will cost maybe $100, oh, I can. That's self-medicating. I can do that. If it will cost this, then I need someone, a second opinion. If it will cost this, I need a third opinion if possible. Once you can do that, once you can form that as a habit, you would never experience financial difficulty. In fact, you will not take a decision that will backfire. If you seek financial advice and say, oh, anything less than $100, oh, it's not a big deal. Sometimes I do that for my shopping too. I say, okay, anything less than this amount, I can just take that decision quickly. If it's more than this amount, oh, I need a second opinion. If it's this amount, oh, I need to consult me too, I have advisor too. That I'm a financial advisor doesn't mean I don't have my own advisor. So I need to consult this person if it's this amount. That way, you know for sure that, like they say, two heads are better than one. But when it comes to money, there is this secrecy around a lot of people. We just have too much secrecy. And that secrecy is what kind of puts people in trouble. When the thing has now scattered, you will now come, hey, something happened, oh, I don't know, this one happened. That. But why did you keep it a secret when you were taking the action? Right? So that's my number 10 habit. The same way you go to your doctor for your medical health, please find somebody. Find someone who is knowledgeable, who has the knowledge, the skill, the expertise, and share those financial concerns with that person. And before you make any big financial decision, do not decide by yourself. Do not decide on your own. Make sure you are using you have that second opinion, third opinion, if possible, before you take that action. Okay, so these are my 10 top money habits for financial confidence. If you want to be financially confident, I don't preach financial freedom, all those things, because it's not by how much you have. There are people that have a lot of money, but they are still not financially confident. So the whole idea is you should set yourself up to be financially confident, so that if you lose money, you are confident that I can make it back. It's not me that made the money. I can make it back. That's the whole idea of financial confidence, right? Because somebody can be financially free today and tomorrow they lose everything and then they are depressed and then they kill themselves. But when you're financially confident, you know that if something happens, I can make it back. I made this money, I earned this money, I can make it back again. All right. So that is the goal. That's what we're trying to achieve in this makeover. So thank you, thank you, thank you. If you have questions, comments, contributions, let us know. But now it's time for you to score yourself. So number 1 to number 10, what would you score yourself? Are you 0/10 or 1 or 2 or 3 or 4? What can you score yourself? Number 1, gratitude. And we're talking about habit. So you're doing it every time, not sometimes. So gratitude, daily investing in yourself, setting weekly financial goals, having a spending plan, automating your savings, review subscriptions and negotiate your bills. Second or third or fourth source of income, just an additional source of income. Giving back, protecting your assets, and seeking financial advice. What do you score yourself? Is it a 10/10? Okay. 3/10. Who else? Thanks, Joy. Thanks for sharing. Jennifer, Debbie, it's time for you to score yourself. Debbie said 4. because it is from this score, the first is 2. So it is from this score that you can now set your goals for this week. So this is our week 2. So you now have to set your goals. Remember what I said, you need to stack the habits. Once you stack the habits, then it's easy to form. All right. So for your gratitude, we've already mentioned it now. You can put a sticker. I sometimes, if you this room, I wish I could turn my camera so you see what my wall is filled with stickers. So many stickers because it helps me. All right. So you can write thankful and grateful. I have this thankful and grateful affirmation here. You can have I'm grateful for financial abundance. Just have it somewhere that you can see it, so that once you have an alert, any alert, whether it's debit or credit, say it. I'm grateful for the financial abundance. Say it. So that's your to-do. Number 1, I've given you to-do for each one. Have a thankful affirmation or anything financial abundance, stick it somewhere that you can always see it. Once you see an alert, in fact, to help you, you can even type it, because in the money manifestation bootcamp I did, we were typing it in the group. Once you receive money or you spend money, you come to the group and say, I'm grateful for financial abundance. And people were giving testimonies of the breakthroughs that they had just for that alone. Number 2, you're investing. Choose your platform, how to invest in yourself. If it's YouTube, if it's even Meta AI, me and Meta AI were like, is my party, sometimes it's my coach. Sometimes I'll say, act like a business coach. This is a coaching session. I am trying to get 50 clients in 6 months. That is me and my Meta AI, this ChatGPT. So I'll post it and it will be asking me questions. We are doing coaching. You don't need to pay coach money anymore these days. Let your Meta AI be your coach. So I do that. I say, sometimes even marriage coaches say, act as my therapist. This is what I'm going through. What can you do? And it will be a back and forth. You are learning. It's asking you questions. You are answering. You are learning. Make sure that it's something that you're doing every day and stack it. Number 3. Okay, you know what? Let me ask a question now right here. Which one of these is the one that you're not doing at all? If you were to tell yourself, if you scored 4, 3, 2, which one is the worst? Is the one that you're not doing at all? Can you share? Just type in the comment. If you want to unmute, it's still okay. Oh, gratitude. Okay, that's number 1. Gratitude. Yeah. Is it the same for all of us, or is there any other one that anybody wants to share? Because that gratitude is key. Trust me, if you decide to do that this week, you would have breakthroughs. I'm telling you, you will have breakthroughs. So it seems to be gratitude across board. Yeah. So do that, put stickers and just act, even when money, because the problem is that there's this default sadness when money leaves our account. We feel sad. And sometimes that blocks the money that is supposed to come. Because if it doesn't leave, it can't come. It's like breathing in and out. Everything is nature, is natural. If you hold your breath and you don't breathe out, how will you get the new breath again? No. Just imagine you're holding your breath like, I don't want to breathe out. I don't want to breathe out. And then person will just die, will just go. So the way for you to breathe in fresh air is to breathe out. That's the same thing with money. It's a law. Whatever goes up, comes down, goes up, comes down. That's a law. So feel the same way when you receive money that you feel. Just feel that way when you spend money. Be excited that, wow, I just spent money. I just paid somebody. Do you know that money you're spending, remember what I said about someone's harvest? You have helped someone to achieve their financial goals. So you should be happy for that, wow, I actually helped someone achieve their goal now. I paid for one coaching, and the lady, the next email, she now shared how she has earned 7 figures in dollars in 1 year. That's the email that I received. On one hand, I was like, damn, it's our money that made this woman $1 million. But on another hand, I kind of felt proud, like, wow, I've helped someone to achieve their goal. So everything depends on your interpretation. Everything that happens to you depends on your interpretation, to be honest. Because you can look at it and get sad and say, hey, son just chop all our money. Now she has hammered though, and me, I don't have money. That's one angle. But you can also look at it from another angle that, wow, I helped this person to achieve a goal. And because I helped her to achieve a goal, I'm going to see those that will help me achieve my goal too. Period. And that's one thing I love about selling. You know, selling kind of teaches you to be a good human being. All those ways I don't like to sell. You better learn how to sell. It teaches you to be a good human being. So I am a good buyer. I like to buy. And the reason I buy is because I understand the law of giving and receiving. That the more I buy, the more people will buy from me. The more I buy, the more people will buy from me. So I just told myself I'm a good buyer. Once you're a good buyer, you would get people that will buy from you. All right. So that's how that, since it's number one, that is our issue. That's if you just practice that one. If you have any other one that maybe you're struggling, is a habit that you're struggling, or you don't know how to make it stick, you can ask now, or you can ask in the group. We're almost out of time. So you can ask now, or you can ask in the group. So whatever concerns you have, please ask. So at the end of this week, you already know your score right now. At the end of this week, you have to let us know what your new score is. So what did you do differently this week? So look at each one and create an action plan on each one that you're going to do. So that by next week, by our next class, you are scoring a minimum of 8. Minimum of 8 this week. So what is your action plan for being grateful? What is your action plan for investing in yourself? What is your action plan for your goals? Just put a date now, or put a time now when you're going to write your weekly goals. And that will be something you're doing every week. What is your action plan for creating that budget and spending plan? What is your action plan for automating your savings? Look at your current savings. If it's not automated, set automation up, set it up. Most banks have it. Just put it there that you want it to come out of your account automatically. You don't want to be part of it because it's not your money. It's for your future, right? What is your action plan for your subscription? When are you going to look at your subscriptions? When? You put a date. You set an alarm. You say, once this alarm rings, I will go through all my subscriptions and see the ones that I can negotiate, see the ones I can reduce, right? Second source of income. I want us to discuss that by next week. You must start it. Doesn't mean you'll start earning immediately, but you must start the process. Start the process for another income source, okay? Then give back. You have to give somebody this week. No matter how broke you are, go and look for somebody to give something. Look for somebody to give, even if it's $1 like this. Somebody will appreciate it. Give that person that $1. Okay, so if there's something I'm trying to achieve, I'll just say, what's 1% of that thing or 10% of that thing? If I have it, I'll go and give it to somebody else so that I will get it. So write your action plan on each of this. Okay, protection of your assets. Check your assets. Do you have income replacement? If you don't have income replacement, get it. Oh, get it this week. It doesn't cost much. Some income replacement, you might be paying $20 a month, Seth, but you need it. You can't say, oh, let me know, I don't want to pay this $20. What if something happens? You lose the whole income. Instead of paying $20 to have some kind of income, you now save the $20, and if something happens, you lose the whole income. No, nobody knows tomorrow. Anything can happen. So find something and set it up immediately. We need to score at least 8 by the end of this week, and you have to give updates in the class. Then number 10, seek financial advice. Seek financial advice. So if you don't have an advisor, reach out to someone, get someone, have a second opinion on financial decisions that you make. And financial decision does not have to be something so huge. Sometimes just a second opinion can help you. My brother used to be that kind of person that he would join with 4-1 scam. After the thing has finished scamming him, that's when he will come and tell me that, I did this, they have scammed me. So this time around, I told him that, see, once they tell you, oh, come and message me. And he started doing that. Once he receives any new one, he will message me. We will analyze it. If it looks like it will work, then I tell him do. And since then, he doesn't fall for it. If it looks like it's not going to work, because there's a second opinion. There's someone who is looking at it objectively. You are looking at it emotionally. When someone tells you something, you want to do it, you want to do it. You are looking at it emotionally. But you need someone that can look at it logically. You need someone that did not see the presentation, that did not see what they shared. And the person can look at it logically, objectively. That's the whole idea. So find that person, find who that person is, and let it be an experienced person. Because if you also ask the wrong person, like they always say, if you have a question about sports and you go and ask someone who does not play sports, the person will give you the wrong answer. So if you're asking for something, how to be wealthy, ask someone who is wealthy. If you're asking about money, ask someone who understands how money works or who has even learned and studied it. If it's medical, ask a doctor. You see how it works? So don't just ask someone who is negativity personified. There's some people that everything is bad. Don't do, it's bad. So also be careful about who you go and meet. All right, don't go and meet someone that just sees the negative in everything. Okay, just make sure that you're discussing with someone who has the knowledge about this topic and who can give you an objective and logical opinion. So I hope I've been able to help. Please, I would like to just get just one thing that has struck you that you've learned from this session as we round up. Just type one thing. It could be one thing you're going to do, or it could be one thing you've learned, or anything. Just say something about what you've learned from today's class so that I know that we picked something, because I don't just want to talk. I want you to be able to interpret it and say it so that I know that, okay, you have learned something. Okay, so can I get some feedback? You can type or you can speak. It's up to you. Oh, mindset shift about your relationship with money. It's very important. Your seed is someone else's harvest. That is one of my, I think I even have it somewhere. I think I pasted it somewhere. Since then, I just see things very differently. Your seed is someone else's harvest. To always be grateful. Yes. Always be grateful for the good, for the bad. Always see the good in everything. Some people are looking for that debit alert, the debit alert that you got. Some people are looking for that. They want that amount of money to leave their account, but they don't even have it. So the fact that you got it as a debit alert, you need to be grateful. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. I think I can open the floor now. If you just unmute yourself and say bye-bye, let me stop recording.